Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to this reading. So, I am going to jump right into it. I just recorded another message, and then I felt like, something else wants to come through, and I still have some time and energy left, so let's do it. And I can tell that, all right, she's already here. Actually, there is the presence of Venus or Aphrodite here. And she suggested, it was really sweet actually, because I was like, okay, I could do another message. So what could we do? And it was always almost like she was, okay, interesting. Almost like not shy, but very gently proposing, like, what about a love reading? And I was like, well, yeah, okay, sure, we could do that. Usually, I'm not really that drawn to love readings, but somehow it feels aligned right now, and especially when it's coming through with a goddess, like an energy like Venus, I feel like it can be very much aligned. And so I think that's a beautiful message, a beautiful thing, because love is a beautiful thing. And there's nothing wrong with sometimes watching a good love reading. So that in and of itself is already a message for me. Like not for me, but like a message coming through. There might be this feeling of, well, is it aligned to watch love readings? And at the same time, there's maybe the want for it, or maybe I hear some, maybe some, what is it called? Confirmation. Okay, someone is looking for confirmation, but not in a very aligned and healthy way. So this is not like right off the bat. If you are prone to watching love reading after love reading after love reading, and there's actually like no one in sight, or only toxic relationships, and then this is probably not going to be your reading. Then maybe okay, so I just wanted to say maybe then not, don't watch it, but I was corrected. I was like, yes, watch it, because we are going to talk about aligned love. And maybe, okay, so but this is also something that is like some advice that's coming with that. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to happen or become true for you yet, just now, but it's something that you can call in. So if this is what we are talking about here, if this is something you want to experience, you have the power to call it in. But at the same time, be aware of that you might not be in the right energy to receive it yet. Okay, so I'm getting like two different groups here for like who this message is for. So there's this one group who has already called that kind of love in, and you need some form of confirmation, or maybe just a bit of reassurance. This is what it feels like. Actually, you don't really need confirmation because you already know it. It's more like a reassurance. And maybe you're watching this more like, okay, I already know that this is for me, and I already know what's going on here. But sometimes it's just fun to watch it. It just, it adds to the energy that you're already in. And then there's this other group who wants to call that in, who wants to experience that kind of love. And I literally hear like, I'm sick of all the false promises. I want to experience the real thing. And so, okay, here, watch and learn. Watch and learn if you're really serious about it. And oh, okay. You can already tap into the energy of it, and don't underestimate what being in the right energy can actually do for your growth progress. Because like when you're staying in those more like those kind of love readings that we usually think about when speaking about love readings, they very much operate from a lack mindset, and they're just like recreating this energy of desire and longing for what I don't have, and creating those false hopes. And this is just like reinforcing the energy over and over again, especially, and this is not to be meant to like diss other readers or other tarot readers, or to say that they have ill intentions, or that maybe they are not even like that. This is not true, but the problem is that more like the people those kind of readings draw in, and the reader can be as good as they want. When the people who are watching them are, for the most part, in this lack energy, and you tap into the energy of that reading, you will connect with that lack energy if you want to or not. And so that's the reason why it's but this is a very clean space right now because there are not many people watching. So I'm very like I have the very, very clear intention of to keep the space as clean as possible, in a sense of I want to create a community that is willing to grow and to go for, again, like the real thing. We don't want to stay in those limerence spaces, but more go more into highly aligned spaces. Okay, so this was the longest introductory ever to a love reading. I hope there was already something valuable in there for you. So let's dive in. Okay, so I hear from Venus, like this is what like you needed to hear, maybe even as confirmation that you're in the right space right now. Because I can pick up on some doubt, or maybe even some shame about, oh, here I go again, watching another love reading. Like, just know this is not the love readings you're used to. This is going to be different. I don't know how different, but all my readings are different. So let's just roll with it. All right. So we are already bringing it into some more mystical, higher energies. I hear dreamy energies. So maybe there's something about like being a dreamer. Again, like this shame aspect. Okay, don't let yourself be shamed into that dreamer aspect. I mean, that was a weird way to say it. I mean, like there's nothing wrong with being a dreamer, being a romantic. Nothing wrong with that. That was a weird way of cutting the deck, but I was guided to do it. Oh, how beautiful. Let love transform. And Layla. Okay, so let love transform. told to do this, put it aside. Let love transform. That speaks to what I was just talking about. Like this, there's nothing wrong with being romantic. There's nothing wrong with believing in love and to wish for that beautiful higher love. And because this, like, love is the most, it's a love can transform anything. And I mean, that sounds so cheesy, but it's true. It's just true. It can transform anything. And so the most powerful transformation that one can actually perceive and experience is when you let a higher love transform yourself. When you, and now I'm looking at her, like, look at her, like she's just in that state of devotion, and she, like, her whole body language is open, and she's just like, I'm willing to receive. And I'm literally seeing it as like this light over here is like coming over here, and just it's reaching her right in this area, which is her sacral area. This is where like the creational energy is sitting. And oh, okay. So you're someone who is actually really dreaming about divine union. And I'm speaking about like the true form of divine union, not the okay, no, I'm not going to go off on that tangent. I'm just saying like the highest form of divine union possible, and I don't even want to like limit that or frame that or like put any kind of labels or yeah, like, you know, like when you know, when you know, like when this is for you, you will know. And so I'm seeing this right now as like Lila, as far as I remember, means night. And here she is sun. So this is also like speaking to me about this energy of the feminine and the masculine, the night and day, the moon and the sun. And what I do see here is this sun shining at this gorgeous woman over here, and she is just open to receive it. She is open to receive that love that is given to her from this from the sun, from a source. Yeah, so this love is coming from a source that is channeling through the highest form of love, which is divine love. So when we bring this, okay, no, not yet. She's saying like not yet. We are keeping it in this more meta, spiritual, mystical sense of this is just like divine feminine and divine masculine for energy coming together. And so if we want to create that in our external life, and if this is what we want to experience with another person, the first step is always to find that in ourselves and to create this in ourselves. And know that this is not a forever thing. This is just a phase of your journey. And as hard as it can feel, and as much as we maybe want to rush the process and just jump ahead and say like, well, yeah, but I understand what self-love is, and I can just step over it now because I've I understood it. Now I need to practice. And yes, there will come a time where it's time to practice. And this is like part of the message for those of you who are already in that state of like, okay, I've come out of this, like I've gone through the healing. I've underwent that process of self-love and just like really finding myself within that and finding those polarities inside of myself and learning to embody it for myself. And now I am ready to step out into the world and receive that. And I feel like this is for a like really small portion of you. Yeah, here there are a few, but like you will know. And this is yeah, you will know. You will know when you're ready. And also there's no shame in when you're not ready yet, because this is just part of your journey. And it's like one of the most powerful things you can do is to recognize where you are at in your journey. And everything else is just like deceiving yourself. And again, like taking away the power from yourself, like giving away power. I do feel a bit of an energy of overthinking here. I kind of want to go like all different kinds of directions, and I'm trying to figure out how deep should I go into certain terminologies, like how much should I explain, who is this message for? So I'm picking up on some overthinking energy, and like if I translate that, it could be like, well, I don't know where I'm at in my journey. Maybe I'm ready, maybe I'm not. Maybe like, is this for me? Am I ready? Should I go deeper? So if you're still like in this kind of energy, then you're probably not there yet. Again, like if you are ready to step out and receive that kind of like it will be reflected in your internal first. Like you will be confident about that. You will be like, doesn't mean that there can't be still like small traces of doubt, because that's just what the ego does. But like inside of yourself, you know. And again, I hear like there's no shame in being where you are. This seems to be so important right now. There's really someone who's thinking I should be further along, or okay, I can feel some impatience. Oh my god, I can feel you. Like oh my god, I know that patient bit. Oh, sometimes you can really feel like, but when is it going to happen? I want it now. I've done so much work already. How much more? How long as it takes, I hear. Well, thank you. Okay, so now she's bringing me back to the creation energy thing. Yeah, okay, focus your energy there. Stop obsessing about when is it going to happen, when is it going to come. The fastest way you can call this in is by focusing on yourself and on your creation energy, on like creativity. And if you're not able to tap into your own creativity, look for reasons why. Why is it? Where are the blocks? What is blocking me from accessing that center here? Because that is, as long as you're not, okay, so as long as you're blocked here, as long as your creative center is closed off, it cannot receive this kind of love. It's impossible. It won't get through. So you need to work through all those blockages first before you can receive this kind of love. And I'm not saying that you won't be able to receive any kind of love before you do that. I am talking about this high form of divine love, of coming into divine union, coming into a form of partnership with what people might call a divine counterpart, someone who mirrors you on that level. And like, this message really is for someone who wants that kind of highest spiritual partnership. I will put that in the description, or like in the title for sure, because I feel like this is because people can mistake that. I'm really talking about like this highest form of love here, and if you want that, then like you need to, there's still some work to do, and there's still some like a certain path that you have to walk in order to call in that highest love. Doesn't mean that you can't have friends, that you can't have family, that maybe even a relationship, but that's for you to decide. Like, do I want that? Or is it just a distraction? Is it just a like some form of bridge that I'm trying to build, and it probably will crumble pretty quickly? Or it's like, or you have to decide, no, that's not the kind of love I want. Like, I do want a relationship now, and I want that, like, but then that's like, simply know that that is your path then. And like, in order to call in this highest divine union kind of love, you need to put in the work, and you need to be able and willing to walk that path alone for a while. You will be gifted with a beautiful connection that will mirror your own process and your own state of being when it's time. But to get there, it requires you to walk that path on your own for a while. And if you're not willing to do that, that's fine. But then you also have to accept that you will not be able to call in and hold this form of highest love. And this might sound harsh to you. Could be, yes, but that's just... I'm sorry, I hated to break it to you, but that's how it is. I feel like I'm going to piss off a few people here, but that's all right. Because I'm not here to sugarcoat stuff. And I told you, this is not the typical love reading. This is for the people who really want to achieve that highest form of divine union. And you know, this is... Okay, I have to watch myself if I'm getting triggered here. No, okay, so I hear Venus saying, no, that's all right, that's all right. Sometimes it needs a bit of tough love, and it will reach the right people. So, like, if this is for you, like, you will know it. And it's okay if you get triggered too. Yeah, so the thing is, in the spiritual community, I see so many people saying they want divine union, and they want their divine counterpart, and they're looking for their twin flame, or they're looking for that soulmate connection, all of that. And then they stay in those toxic relationships, they stay in those endless cycles of not being able to break free, and like going back to what they know is not reflective of that highest love, divine love. And they are willing to accept what they are given, and that is just often only breadcrumbs, or not even that. And don't get me wrong, I've been there. I've been there. So this is why I kind of feel entitled to talk about this stuff, because I know what it feels like if you want something and you're still the one who does not, like, who is accepting less than. And maybe also to share this from my own experience, the moment I really started to focus on finding this creative path for myself, like to connect in with my higher purpose, to connect in with what I'm actually here for, that was the moment when I stopped obsessing about other people, when I stopped obsessing about a certain relationship. And I still had that vision, I still had that idea of a higher love, but I also knew, okay, there's something like this higher love also flows through me when I'm connecting with this path of mine, with my higher purpose. And as long as I'm not able to fully step into that, and as long as I'm not able to receive this kind of highest love, and I knew that it was not, that I was not able to receive that highest form of love yet, as long as it was reflected back to me through my exterior world, and even more so through my internal processes, through my way of thinking, through maybe like collapsing back into like overthinking and making it about a certain person, a certain relationship, whatever. And like, as long as I found myself like going back to those spaces, to those way of thinking, to, yes, limerence. And if you don't know what that term is, look it up. It's, I think it's like many people have quite some resistance to that. I did too. I think it's valuable to make your, like, to familiarize yourself with that concept to a certain degree, because it can pretty much show you where you might tend to over-spiritualize relationships, for example. And I'm not saying that like spiritual relationships do not exist. I mean, this is a reading about divine love and sacred union. But I'm just saying that we often think that certain relationships are that sacred connection when they're actually not. I mean, they are sacred in some form, but maybe not in the form we think they are. And we won't be able to tell before we've not experienced what it means to be like in a real, highly evolved divine union relationship. And I don't mean to sound condescending or like I'm telling you I'm getting self-conscious now because I don't want to lecture people, you know, I don't want to do that. At the same time, I feel like I've experienced that and I experienced something valuable and I want to share that because I know, you know, I know what it's like to be stuck in those spaces and thought patterns. And if you're here and if you followed me until this point, if you're still here, I know that you want it too. Like, you want that highest form of love and you want to step out of those vicious cycles. And I'm telling you it's possible. But the first step is to accept maybe where you're not there yet and to like really make the decision to focus on yourself, finding that self-love, finding that divine love inside of yourself and following that path of yours, following your North Star. And I did make a video about limerence and over-spiritualizing relationships on my other channel. I'm going to link it down in the description if you feel called to watch it. There might be something in there for you. All right. Wow. So this is going... Well, yeah, let's make a love reading. All right. That was so... should have seen it coming that when I'm doing a love reading that this is how it goes. Yeah, so this is what you get with me. If you stick around, Thank you. If you feel like she's too intense, then maybe I'm not your reader. All right. Okay, so now let's go into the tarot. Let's see how we can ground this information in a bit. Tough love. I'm hearing tough love. Okay, so we have the star in the middle here. So this is speaking to me about this energy I was talking about with the creation energy, or the creative source energy inside of yourself. And I'm seeing this as like very connected here, like the imagery, how this pours in here, and it's like she's connected to that. And this here is source energy. The star can be, so this is a space of healing you're in right now. And there's again the thing about accepting where you're at and that you are in the space of healing right now. And what we can find when we really allow ourselves to be there and to give us the space and time that we need to be there, and don't push us prematurely into, but I have to be, like I already should be further along, I already should be that person, and when will I be there? We are blocking it. We are blocking it from this. This is not a receiving and not a receptive state. But when we allow ourselves to really be there, to arrive in that space of healing of the star, it can be such a beautiful energy. But I know, like, it can be challenging too when we are not allowing ourselves to be where we are at that moment. This is coming through so strongly again. So emphasizing that again. Yeah, so there is this limitless well of this healing energy that is pouring in from source. And I do see it again, like her connecting in with that source, and she is like, this is her point of orientation. And if you've seen any of my other videos, maybe also from my other channel, you know that I'm all about the North Star, following your North Star, finding your North Star. Or not finding your North Star, because it's always there. It's more like remembering your North Star and eyes on the prize here. So maybe divine union is your North Star. Very likely. If you're here, very likely. So achieving this could be your North Star. And so doubling down on what you're doing, the healing work, the connecting deeper with self, finding more ways to open up, to receive more of that beautiful source healing energy, and finding your creative center through that. And also know that this energy, like this creative energy, it's there for you to take. You can tap into it at every moment. It's more a question of am I able and open to do that? And again, like, she's not looking over here, you know, she's looking up here. She's not concentrating on that sun over here. As soon as she will start doing that, she will be pushed out of her center and not be able to, like, when she's looking over here, she's not able to see that. So yeah, this is just reinforcing or confirming what I've been saying before, like this coming back to your own center, coming back to your own path, refocusing on your North Star. And this is the way to call it in, not focusing on another person, or on like what you don't have right now, but focusing on where you want to go, what it is you want to achieve. And with these two cards sitting left and right from it, it's like, for one, the Two of Wands is again this thing of like, you're not on the journey. Like, the wands in the tarot, in the minors, is all about a spiritual journey that we're, like, in general, like a journey that we are embarking on. And the Two of Wands is the energy of like the planning, the thinking about going on that journey, but it's not time yet. It's not time to go on that journey yet. That is the next step. That is happening in the Three of Wands. But here we are in the Two of Wands. So we are still in that healing energy. We are still maybe daydreaming about, and this is an important part of that process. There's like only one caveat here. It's about like, it's okay to daydream. It's okay to wish for things. It's actually a good thing, but keep it in check. Try not to go overboard and be very disciplined with yourself when you realize, oh, but daydreaming is bringing me back into certain limerence states maybe. And it's bringing me out of that center here. So it's okay to do that in doses, and it's like it's also there to keep you going, but never forget to balance. And this is like the Two of Coins here that's speaking to me right now, and the fact that it's reversed. And I do read reversals, but like in my own way. This doesn't mean that like it doesn't mean that there's no balance here for you or something is completely off balance. It's more speaking to me again about this, be aware of, it's more like reinforcing the message about be so aware of when you are coming off your center. And let me make one thing clear. Part of the process is to be pushed off your center. You're supposed to be pushed off your center. But then you're also supposed to realize that and to come back into your center and to learn from it. It's all a learning experience. It's all about learning to work with that energy, and you will need it. I can tell you, when you, further down the line, when you encounter someone who you can have that divine union, that spiritual partnership with, you will need that training. You will need the ability to always come back to your center and to know what your North Star is, to refocus on it, because if you didn't, it would completely derail you. Because it's a kind of energy, it's beautiful, but at the same time, it's challenging. And you need to be able to work with that in a conscious way. And right now, you're in the process of building the vocabulary for it. You are in a boot camp. You are on the training ground right now. And you need it. And you will look back at this time further down the road when you're there where you want to be, and you've encountered that person, you are in this relationship, and you will look back at this time and you will say, holy shit, yeah, I really needed that. If I hadn't gone through that process, I would be completely lost right now. You wouldn't be able to call it in. And even if you were, you would not be able to hold it. So maybe that's just like a bit of, I don't even want to call it advice. It's more like there's a reason why you're doing it. It's not just punishment from the universe for like, why can't I have it now? Why do I have to go through this process? Why does it have to be so hard? Because if you set out on this journey to be on a divine union timeline, if you really want to be in a sacred, divine partnership with someone else, and people throw those buzzwords around like candy, but nobody speaks about like how much hard work goes into that, because it is fucking hard. It is. And really to view this time you are in as a sacred space. It is a sacred space where you are given the opportunity to learn the skills. You're given the time and space to learn the skills you will need later. And you will see that if you were like, when you are in that space, further down the road, you will realize if you had not been given this training, you would not be able to function. I can tell you, I'm speaking from experience here. So one last message, one last card. Let me just check the time. Oh, interesting. Let me just check the time. There's again this thing about, am I running out of time? Okay. So, no, you're not. You're not running out of time. Everything is in alignment. Everything is within divine timing. Okay, I'm guided to get like one last message here. Okay. Oh, yeah. She's dropping a bomb at the end here. How can I phrase that? So, loyal heart in the reverse. Sometimes we really, really, really wish that another person is that one divine partner for us. And it's really, really hard to come to the acceptance that maybe the purpose of that person was something else. And I feel like that this is actually meant to be some kind of confirmation for someone. I think this is meant to be for someone who already has been asking that question. So don't get like all hung up on it. If you feel like, don't take that away from me. Like, don't tell me that this is not my person. I know that this is my person. Then this is right now is not meant for you. This is very specifically coming through as confirmation for someone who's been asking that question, and you already know the answer deep down inside of yourself, but you are afraid that you are letting go of something that is meant for you and that you're making a mistake. But what I'm getting right now, and again, like you've been asking for clarification, you've been asking that question, and if not like intentionally like asking, please give me the answer through a reading or anything, like you've been entertaining that question in your mind or in your feelings. You've been dwelling on that question. And what I'm getting right now is that there's actually someone out there who's ready to match your energy, who's ready to match you with all there is, with like everything you are. But in order to make space for that person to enter, you need to step out of a space that no longer fits you and no longer fits your energy. So this is like very clear guidance that's coming through right now, because I feel like this is for someone who's like actually really undergone this whole process, and you are actually ready to step out of that space now. You are ready to step out of it. But you can't as long as you're holding on to this. All right, my loves. So this feels complete now. Yeah, like I said, a bit of a different love reading. Awesome if you're still here, if you feel like this message is meant for you, if you are walking that path. Like I said, like I'm really like, okay, one thing I have to say at the end here, because I know that we don't give ourselves enough credit for it, and even more, we don't receive the credit for what we're doing from the outside world, because most people don't understand the process. So from someone who's undergone all of this, I know how hard it is. And I know how much we tend to beat ourselves up for it, how much we know, oh, I'm running in circles, I shouldn't do that. And then we're shaming ourselves for doing it. And it's so hard, and why can't I be like further along, and I should be there already. Like, please don't beat yourself up about those things. It's a process. It really is. And this is one of the hardest things that a soul can do. Like, this is high level spiritual work that we're talking about. So I just want to say thank you for doing it. Thank you for taking on that journey. Thank you for sticking with it, for sticking through that reading, because I know it was triggering in like some parts, and it's probably not easy to hear. And this is like really, really huge work. It's hard work, and like we are easily drawn into like all those shame avenues and like beating ourselves up and receiving a lot of guidance that is like misleading or confusing. And then there are like people who like kind of they are on a similar journey, but then we get like all this information that makes us feel like we are stuck in a cycle and we don't break free from it. And then we seek for guidance in other places where they don't understand the journey, and then we feel like this, like you shouldn't believe in that, you shouldn't be that, like you shouldn't do it that way. It's all bullshit kind of information. So it's hard to find the middle ground, and I really hope that I could maybe offer some balanced and different kind of perspective on that whole thing, and really, really, really so with so much love and such a heartfelt message here at the end from myself, like me as the person, Katrin here. I have so much love for you, and I really, really see what you're doing, and I value what you're doing. And like I say, it's not an easy path to walk, and it's worth it. I know that it's worth it. And at the same time, it's not easy. And I just want to let you know that you're not alone, and you're seen and you're loved for it. So thank you. On that note, thanks for being here. Thanks for doing the work. Thanks for holding space here for this reading, for putting your energy in here. And I would love for you to maybe, if you feel like it, share your experiences, share what's in your heart. If you don't feel like it, don't worry. I can feel your energy nonetheless. Or maybe just give a thumbs up if you feel like it, or even leave a subscription. I would love for you to do that, just to welcome you in the space. And also it would help my channel grow and get more attention, so that more people can find this information if they need it. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thanks a lot. I love you so much, and would love to see you in the next video. Until then, take care.